What's up with it, man? White Boy Lockdown Radio, back with another one. Smash subscribe if it's your first time here. Check out the perks to join members. Look, this one here is a video here I had no intention of making. My subs that have been down for a long time know I have a notebook, and it's got all my ideas and memories in there. I don't remember the sub's name. Shout out to you who wrote the comment here on Chinese dudes and Arabic, or towel heads. Okay, look, they're in prison. And the crazy thing about this is, look, as far as Chinese dudes go, it's not, you don't get that many of them in there. You know what I mean? You really don't. They're all Bruce Lee. Okay, look, I don't give the nicknames out, but it kind of sucks to go to prison as a Chinese dude. Okay. It don't matter what your name is, okay? You get these jailhouse nicknames, you get these prison nicknames, okay? I had all types of them, man. I had my favorite one was UFC. I didn't make it up, but I ran with it, given to me, okay? You get all these nicknames that are given to you, okay? And every Chinese guy, it is Bruce Lee, okay? The worst I've ever seen was an albino dude that I was all right with, okay? This dude was all right. But they're different people, okay? I don't know. I don't know a lot about albino dudes, okay? But he was pretty cool, solid dude. But when he went in the sun too long, trying to be funny, he turned pink. But man, they called him Cloud, Casper. He couldn't get out of Casper from that one movie. Man, it didn't matter what his name. It could have been like the letter A. It was you can't not mispronounce this name. You can't. It could just, okay, my name's A. It didn't matter what his name was. I forget what his name is. I just remember him being Casper and Ghost and everything else. But, I've only seen one albino dude. Okay, he had a buttload of time. And he wouldn't get tattoos. I think there's somebody let me know in the comments about albino people. But I remember the only time I ragged on him was talking about tattoos. I'm like, bro, if you go in the sun too long, if that gun hits your arm, you're going to be bleeding for like 9 weeks. But back to the Chinese dude, I had a buddy, man. He's a Chinese dude. He's a real short dude. Okay, man, I never seen. Listen, in prison, it's a land of bullies, man. It's alpha territory. Okay, you can't just you're surrounded by it. Everybody wants to let their nuts hang. You got gangs in the door. It's just you have to live a certain type of way. You have to always be on your surroundings. But listen, because they called him Bruce Lee. Okay, look, I say it a lot on this channel, man. If you coming by here and you leave comments because you see tattoos and you automatically paint me in the racist category, I know that not only are you a weenie boy, but you've never done time. So I take everything with a grain of salt. There's a lot of people that come over here that haven't done time. And calling me racist, you already throw me into the category of you don't understand what's going on here. That's what I'm breaking down on the inside. This guy, this is not a white or black thing, which we talk a lot about on this channel. This is a Chinese guy. And look, he's a short dude. I'm talking about 5'1", man. Short dude. And he wasn't a big dude, but for the size that he was, he had a little build to him. And the ignorance in there is high as well. And because they called him Bruce Lee, they figured he was Bruce Lee. And nobody messed with him, okay? And it got to his head a little bit. Is my buddy smart dude, real smart dude. His people had money. Matter of fact, that was one of my workout partners for a very long time until he transferred. But good dude. They called him Bruce Lee. I can't even tell you, his last name was Nguyen. N-G-Y-U-I-N. Just remember that literally, like randomly. But man, dude was tough, and he would go on that. He was smart enough to realize that the ignorance level in there, and he realized when people were calling him Bruce Lee, they were doing it on an ignorant and funny way, but there's also fear there because they think every Chinese guy, just knows this massive kung fu. So every now and then we would talk, and he'd go do like he did know some stuff, but he wasn't like this Bruce Lee doing dragon clicks. Hey, yes, he couldn't do that, but he'd go to the wall and do like some basic stuff, and the brothers would be like, "Oh, check out Bruce Lee." So, I mean, he ran with it. Smart dude. Okay, he's a short dude. Now, listen, if he's not Chinese, okay, let me say this first. With the ignorance level of calling him Bruce Lee, with the all that stuff being said, he was smart enough to use it to his advantage, but don't think he didn't have to sit through months and upon months of jokes to come behind that. But he understood how to utilize it, man, and really survive. Good dude, though. But there's also other that guy right there was a dude that just stand on his own 10 toes, man. Anybody else coming into the system that's barely 5'1", okay, not a big dude, he's automatically gonna be a super attracted. He's got a magnet on him for bullies, and for manipulation and for breaking it off, man. They're gonna fly to them dudes first. Of course, gang members are gonna go try somebody they think that they know they can whoop. Okay, they're gonna use the gang if it's somebody who is 6'5", 250. I mean, he don't stand a chance either. They're gonna still make him break it off, but you get what I'm saying. I've seen other Chinese dudes. It's just like anything else in prison, man. You find your people. In a normal circumstance, okay? Somebody doing time for the first time. It's just normal for you to gravitate towards your people, your culture. It's just normal to, okay? You have the outbreeds in every prison, in every state, in every country I'm sure of, but the Chinese dudes would click up. They weren't a bunch of them on the pound, but man, they did have each other's back and stuff like that. But it's all I could really say about the Chinese guys. Shout out to win, Bruce Lee. Look, the other part of this is we talked about Casper, the albino dude. I'm telling you, he had the absolute, as far as like ignorant jokes, and listen, every day you get joked on in prison, no matter who you are. No matter how good you can fight on, you're going to get clowned on, okay? The part of prison where people want to let their nuts hang, people, the alpha male and stuff, that doesn't just come with violence. It comes with intimidation, jokes, all of it, okay? It's a good reason to stay out. But that dude Casper had it the absolute worst. Now the Arab dudes, I always thought this was weird, okay? I'm going to keep it 100% with you, okay? When it comes to... and I say Arabs, Towelheads, whatever you want to say, okay, people of, whatever, the 9/11 dudes, okay, I gotta be honest with you, okay, they're not like Al-Qaeda, but they're all want to be black, I'm telling you, 99.9% of the time, okay, it's really strange, for some reason, that it's unbeknownst to me, they will not fully join a black organization, probably because, I know when it comes to Arab people a little bit, but the very small amount that I do know is they have that family tie, and they don't want to come home. They don't want to come home inside a prison to a gang and then really come home to their people's house all tatted up. Some of them do, but most of them do. They all want to be black. I can't tell you why. I don't know. And here's the weirdest part about this. The weirdest part. It blew my mind. When they in October in the prison system everywhere, there is I only know this from doing time. Okay, I never knew this pre-incarcerated, but in October there's a Muslim thing going on. Okay, it is a Ramadan. Okay, very strange. Okay, what happens here is you will see the people who have converted to Muslim, they do a fast. Okay, so these dudes don't eat for 30 days. Okay, there's something, and then like 8 o'clock at night, it's like something they can't. No, here's what it is: they can't eat or drink from sun up to sundown. So they have to starve all day. It's funny actually in the dorm. They have to starve all day, and then at 8 o'clock at night, they all line up and they go eat whatever. It's not kosher, whatever the Muslim food is. They go eat it there, okay? But they're starving Marvin all day, okay? And it's fun. You're just like, it's fun. Honestly, it's funny because you're reading your book and you could hear your stomach growl next to you. he don't really want to do it, but he's doing it because, listen, I don't care what anybody says. If you've done time, the Muslim dudes, that is a gang. Okay, they're considered a gang. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. But back to the that's what I was gonna say. The Arab dudes, look, they're all wearing black. Okay, when they call for the for the Ramadan feeding or even service or whatever, okay, it is the craziest thing. You'll have like the Arab dudes there hanging out with the brothers, but then some of the brothers will go to the service, and you're like, how backwards is this? You literally see them hanging out, and then but the black guys get up and go to the service. You're like scratching your head, like, what is the issue here? It's crazy. It happens. I'm telling you, man. Look, Arabs, Chinese. There's not a lot of albino. The non-general race of people that go to prison. Look, they have it hard though, obviously, because there's not a lot of men there. Yes, they gravitate and find their people, but it's just not it's just small numbers, man. But they do have each other's back. You know what I mean? Look, in prison you have your white dudes, you have the black dudes, and you have Spanish. I say Spanish because, look, I don't care what anybody says. I'm gonna do a video about this. There's no stronger bond than the brown on the inside. It's for a different video though. But everybody finds their people, man. It is what it is. It is funny. And I will tell you one more thing about this, okay? Now, my buddy Win, okay, the Chinese dude, Bruce Lee, okay? This is the craziest part. And I think I finally figured it out now, especially with all the politics going on. When I was in prison, okay, my card, everybody has an ID thing, okay? It says your number, your name, and then it says race, okay? Of course, white, okay? With my buddy Win, it said other. So the black guys has, the races go white, black, and then they call it, I say Spanish, but on a Spanish dude's tag, it'll say Hispanic, okay? They have other. And here is my thoughts on that. Now, this is not a fact. This is strict opinion. And I would like the people that are still watching this to please leave why they think this in the comments. I think what they do here is, the prison system is a lot about numbers, okay? And what I mean, this is kind of tough to explain, so give me a second. What I mean here is like the inside of things, okay? So not the inmate life, but more or less the classification part of the prison system. They have to house people with the same charges. They try to. When it comes to two-man cells, they try to put, a lifer with a lifer, They try to put a chomo with a chomo. They try to put a robber with a robber. They try to put a drug dealer with a drug offense. You get the picture. But, in a perfect system, you don't have number for number, okay? That's just the way they classify to house you. But they also have numbers. They got not a quota, but they also have numbers they have to stick by, okay? You can't have, even though the white man's a minority on the inside, you can't have in a prison of 2,500 inmates, you can't have 2,300 black and 100 white and 100 Hispanic. It can't go like that, okay? They have to divide this. I think what they do with the other is they make up the missing numbers, okay? So an example would be the camp that I'm telling you this story about, okay? I'm just going to use some numbers here. 3,000 would be the total population, okay? You have, they have, 1,500 black guys there, okay? Half the population. They have 1,000 white guys, okay? What were we at? 2,500. They have, let's just say they have 500 Hispanics, okay? Okay, let's use 3,500. So now we're at 300. We're at 3,000. We would need another 500 here, okay? They have to make it up. So they put other on the Chinese guys. The 15 Chinese guys, they get, throw them Hispanic way. The Arabs, throw them the Hispanic way. So they're making up the numbers. I mean, it's the only logical thing I can see of other. Because, I've just never seen that before. Y'all let me know. That part I don't know. But look, stay out, stay safe, and stay solid, man. Look, If you know somebody albino, please tell me about it in the comments. And shout out to Win. And look, I don't know why they try to act black, the Arab guys. I can never understand it. Your guess is as good as mine. Tell me how you feel about the video. Share it, like it, and till the next one, I'm out.
Who said white boys can't jump? Subscribe. Gotchas.